I hate your t-shirt. I think it's a bad t-shirt. I think it's the design is oversimplified. I think that the slogan's cliched. I think that the concept is missing the mark. The design is not placed correctly on the garment. All right. Hello. My name is Corey. I'm here with Mountain Blaze Branding, and this is Notes from the Design Desk, episode 2 or 3. We're going to see 2 or 3. So straight out, I hate your t-shirt. I think it's a bad t-shirt. I think it's the design is oversimplified. I think that the slogan's cliched. I think that the concept is missing the mark. The design is not placed correctly on the garment. So for that reason, I hate your t-shirt. And I just want to tell you that. So let's just put that out there. I want to get it out of the way and I want to move forward. So I want you to know that because of that reason, I'm not going to be buying your t-shirt. And neither are your customers. So you're missing out on a large chunk of change. You're leaving a lot of money on the table by having an unconsidered, undesigned t-shirt. So let's look at your t-shirt for a second, right? You've got a tie-dye shirt. It's up on the wall. It's been there for at least a year. And so while it's been up there, it's been, in the sun, and it's faded. So you've got a tie-dye t-shirt with your logo on it. So it's your business on that logo. And it's sitting in the sun, faded. And I'm coming into your business and I'm trying to patronize your business. And I'm seeing that and I'm reading that as unconscientious, poor details, and poor consideration for the aesthetic of things. And for that reason, I then think about, how that then applies to the rest of your business. Where else is the ship leaking? And where does these attributes come into play? So how did you get here? Where did that t-shirt come from? You probably walked into the local screen printing shop downtown, and you went to the counter and you said, I want a t-shirt, right? Of course you did. I want a t-shirt. And they nodded. They said, yeah, of course you want a t-shirt. We all want t-shirts. We make t-shirts. This is why you've come here. And they ask you, they say, hey, what kind of t-shirt do you want? And you say, well, I'm not a designer. You're the designer. I'm the business owner. I need you to tell me what we need here. And so they will begin the process of iterating and coming up with designs and coming up with mock-ups and designs. And they will present these ideas to you and you will say, hey, this isn't quite what I'm looking for, because you've got something in your head. You have a preconceived notion of what you're looking for, but you're struggling to communicate that, as well as struggling to get that from them. So they're going back and forth. Time's passing. You're going through revision after revision. Finally, they're like, hey man, we need you to either settle on a design, or we're going to start racking up design hours, because the way that the margins at these businesses work, you have very, very thin opportunity to make a profit. So they've got a design student from the local college, and they've got a laptop, and that college student is paid a certain amount, and they have to recoup that cost. So they start applying the design hour fee per hour, and that starts to rack up your invoice. And what happens from there is you get to a point where, hey, this invoice is getting too large, too many hours. I'm going to have to settle, right? You've gotten to a point where you can't maneuver anymore. There's no more design decisions to be made. And so you end up just, let's go with our logo on the chest, 3 inches, Gildan tee. Perfect. Put it through. Hey, man, these were supposed to be seasonal for the summer. It is, July. Can we get these on the rush order? And they say, hey, man, we'll do our best. And so from there, they, on top of the work they already have, they're probably doing, fall line merchandise for other businesses. That fall line merch then gets pushed to the side, and your rush order, which is then another fee added to the invoice, gets bumped up, and they rush the job. And so, they're not really thinking about quality at this point. What they're thinking about is, getting that design done for you. And what you're going to find is errors. Suddenly, what comes into play is errors. And it's not the shop's fault. It's just that they, have a lot of work in business that they need to get done, working on that next season for a lot of their major clients. And you've sort of presented this issue where you need these right away so that you can recoup your costs for all that design. And what you find is that the work becomes shoddy. It's, you're seeing off-placed logos, you're seeing off-placed brand, it's not what it could be. It's not, especially what you envisioned. So what you're left with is a high invoice. You, instead of doing, a large amount of shirts, you do 12 as sort of a test run because, you want to make sure that they sell. But what you're going to find is you're not going to be able to get that cost back because since you had 12, the margin is high. And they're going to have to be sold on your end at almost $36. And anyone, visiting your store comes in and they sort of look and they say, hey, that's a nice shirt. I would like to get that shirt. They're going to say, hey, how much is that shirt? $36 for a single screen print on the chest on a Gildan. That's a little steep. And they're going to skip. And so you're going to take the box of shirts. You're going to hang that one on the wall. And you're going to write a little t-shirts, $36. And you're going to put that on there. Because you got to get these things out. You don't have time to go to the printers to get a nice sign. And so you've got this box of shirts. They're going to go under the counter. The shirt's going to go on the wall with the sign, and you're going to feel, overwhelmed to try to get this product out. But what you're going to find is no one's going to buy it because it's high margin, high cost, low quality, shoddy work, and the logo isn't working. So you got a predicament on your hands, and you're going to have to swallow that cost, first and foremost. But secondarily, you're going to need to make a better decision going forward. So the way that Mountain Blaze branding differs in this process is we're a design agency. So you come to us first, right? Instead of going to the screen printer and you say, hey, we need some merch concepts. We say, of course, that's what we do. And so we take your branding and we develop concepts, and it's all in the abstract. We don't operate on design hours. We operate on subscription. And what that does is allows for us to really dig in, experiment, and arrive at the correct solution, not settle on the wrong solution. We're not in the business of milking and, sort of exhausting your budget. We are in the business of arriving at strong solutions, developing strong products, and providing strategies that will work to get your product sold before it ever is made. because what we believe is a design isn't a product. A design is the concept. It's kind of like that banana taped to the wall, where you don't buy the piece, you buy the idea, or the ability to produce that idea. So when you have a design, you have the ability to produce that design as a garment as many times as necessary. So you set up several designs, several logo marks, several brands, and then you put them on several pieces of apparel, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, multiple colorways, and then you've got no longer just t-shirts, right? Your first instinct was to say, hey, I need t-shirts. But what you arrive at is a full merch line that doesn't break your bank because you've already paid for it, with unlimited revisions. And you finally arrive at the idea that, hey, this is a full thing and it's functional. It all works together. It's cohesive. It's a branding system. It's not just a singular unit or your logo or, a saying on, a t-shirt. It's really a full system that works cohesively. You become a brand. In the same way like Patagonia or Cotopaxi or American Eagle, where all of their apparel is cohesive and it works in an idea. It's not just a single thing. So, to that end, I want to encourage you to not get frustrated by a past experience with, a screen printer or a production company. They're doing their best. They just simply do not have the built-in margins to create a branding system like Mountain Blaze branding does. And being a subscription model, it provides the opportunity to add as much value as your team needs. So once you are done with us, that's when you take your files, you take your garments, and we will do this for you. We'll go to the manufacturer, we'll get those quotes, and then all you have to do is just say, hey, I want 50 of that, I want 50 of that, I want 50 of that. Project's done. We hand off the files, and it becomes a seamless process. And we will act on your behalf to make sure that those projects get finished, efficiently. I'm currently working on developing a stable of manufacturers that we can quickly, work with and have working relationships with, so that becomes seamless. So check us out. More information is on www.mountainblaze.co. We're on social media. I'm starting a podcast and a few other things. But I don't want to hate your t-shirt, but I want to make your merch line. So come find us. Leave a comment below. What do you think is the biggest cliche pet peeve in apparel design? What is something where you walk into a t-shirt gift shop and you say, oh, that's awful? Put it in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and check us out. I want to work with you. All right.